What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the UFC fights for Saturday, August 7th, 2021. I'm just going to show you quick highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these fights, you'll have to join my Patreon. My picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the fights. We're going to be looking at UFC 265, Lewis versus Gane. And we're going to be looking at all 5 of the main card fights. The way I have this structured here is I have my daily numbers on one side, which is date numerology, Gregorian, and the Hebrew calendar. And then on the other side is what I call my game numbers. And so what's on the game numbers is the event information. UFC 265, I have 265 written out for the Gematria location, Toyota Center, Houston, Texas. Weight class right here for the fight. And then the way it's structured for the fighters is I have one fighter right here, his name Gematria, his birthday to and from, his fight record, any type of win streak, and then his UFC record. In the middle is the Gematria head-to-head, and then another fighter at the bottom. So for this first fight, we have Kenney versus Song Yadong. Yadong versus Kenney. For this one, I didn't see a whole lot of numbers. I didn't see a whole lot of numbers off the bat when I put this together for the overall event in general for all these fights. So this video might be a little quick, but I just wanted to show you guys what I did come up with, what I do have, and what I thought was interesting. The only thing that really popped out to me for this fight, for the Kenney versus Song Yadong fight, is Yadong versus Kenney sums to 62. And I guess as straightforward as it could be, Casey could become 6-2 for a UFC record with the win. Today does have 56 date numerology on the Gregorian. 56 sums to 98. It's a total span of 118 days till Song Yadong's upcoming birthday. 56 sums to 118 and 98 is what I was supposed to say. And this is the 265th UFC. 265 sums to 98. And I say all that to say this: if Song Yadong loses, he could become 5-1 for a UFC record with a loss. 5-1. I have it already in here. 5-1 is the 98th prime number. So at UFC 265, which sums to 98, on a day with 56 date numerology, 56 sums to 98. Song Yadong could become 5-1, which is the 98th prime number with the loss. And then Yadong versus Kenney, 62. Kenney could become 6-2 potentially. But with that said, Kenney, his name sums to 53, and he could just as easily become 5-3, like 53 for a UFC record with the loss. And what makes it harder is either one of these two is going to get their 17th win. So any connection that you make to the connection for 17 can go either way for these two. And one thing I thought was interesting, it was 248 days since Song Yadong's last birthday. It's his 24th fight. It's his 8th UFC fight, 24-8, 248 days since. He does have one no contest in his record. But it's Kenney's 21st fight. 21 sums to 141, and it's the 141st day of his age, 30-year-old age. So they both have like their own birthday connection, I guess. But the 62 and the 5-1, the 98th prime number, is the only thing that really stuck out to me in this fight. So I would just be cautious on this one. Nothing major jumps out. Keep that in mind. Might have to do a little bit more digging than you may want to. But to bring it back to Kenney in the 53, he could become 5-3 for a UFC record. 53 is the 16th prime. He would sit on 16 wins as he becomes 5-3. Kenney 53, or it could just be Song Yadong sits on 16 wins. So this one I'm gonna have to keep looking at. I'm not too sure either way, but I wanted to show you those numbers, what I have for right now. Let's go on to the next one. Tasha Torres, Angela Hill. Not a whole lot of numbers for this fight either. Like I said, the overall card when I was looking over these fights. Nothing really crazy jumped out at me. And so I'm not feeling too confident on this whole entire card. I'm just kind of taking it for a grain of salt with what I'm finding. But anyway, Tasha Torres, it is 9 days till her 32nd birthday. She could get her 9th UFC win. 32. So I'm still 158. 9 days till her 32nd birthday. She could get her 9th UFC win. It's 158 days till Angela Hill's next birthday. And Angela Hill could become 13-10 for a record overall in her career with a loss, which kind of looks like 131. 131 is the 32nd prime number, so there's a little bit of a 32 pattern potentially in favor of Tasha Torres. 13-10 looks like a 131, 32nd prime. But Angela Hill is 36 years old currently, and it is 36 date numerology on the Gregorian. 36, if you know your mathematics. 6 times 6 sums to 36, so it has a square root of 6. Tasha Torres can get her 6th loss for her career, as she gets her 6th loss for the UFC. I like the idea of Angela Hill's 14-9 just because it's, 149 is the 35th prime number. Mathematically, I like the number 149, but it might be based on a bias. It is Tasha Torres' 14th UFC fight, so Angela Hill could get her 14th win. But without the numbers, if you take the numbers aside and you ask people just based on fighting skills, Tasha Torres versus Angela Hill, it seems like a lot of people that know MMA don't have a lot of faith in Angela Hill and has more faith in Tasha Torres. Numbers aside. So, I don't know. This is a tough fight too. I couldn't tell you either way. It is interesting though, Torres versus Hill. So I'm still 147. It is the 147th day of the Hebrew religious. So I want to say Tasha Torres will probably win. Based off fight skill maybe alone. And there's not a whole lot of numbers either way for either of these fighters, honestly. Michael Chiesa versus Vincent Luque. Vincent has some interesting numbers that I do not trust, but I kind of like it at the same time. Houston sums to 112. Houston, Texas sums to 143. It's 112 days till his upcoming birthday, and it could become 14-3 for a UFC record with a win. This is UFC 265, 265 sums to 271. 271 is kind of like an anagram of 21 and 7, which is what Vincent could become overall for his record. He would become 21, 7, and 1. If you count his draw, 217 is just an anagram of 271, 112, 143, 112 days to his next birthday. He could become 14-3, 21-7. If you look at the full number, 2171, it's the same numbers for his birthday. 1127, 1127. There's a 7, there's a 2, there's a 1, and a 1. Here's a 7, here's a 2, here's a 1, and a 1. So I don't know. I mean, today does have 20 date numerology on the Gregorian. He could sit on 20 wins with the loss. He can get his 8th loss for his career if we're looking at the opposite side here. 36 date numerology. 36 sums to, or excuse me, 36 is the 8th triangular number. 20 and 36 date numerology on the Gregorian. He could become 20 and 8 and 1 with the loss. What's a little concerning here is that it's 253 days since his 29th birthday. This is his 29th fight. And Michael Chiesa, this is his 23rd fight, and he can get his 5th win in a row. 5, 23, 23, 5, 2, 5, 3, 2, 3, 5. So there's some anagrams that you can play with here with these numbers. Today does have 115 date numerology on the Hebrew religious. I suppose Michael can become 11-5 for a UFC record with the loss. I like the 112. I like the 143. Houston 112. Houston, Texas 143. The problem with that is I've actually seen connections like this in the UFC specifically not work out. So that's why I don't trust it. I like it, but I don't trust it. The only thing that's kind of making me lean towards it is the birthday numbers, which I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, 265 sums to 271, and you can say 271 is an anagram of 21-7. I don't know. I think out of all those connections, the ones that I like the most is the 11-27, 27-7-1. But then you just have this 20 and this 8 lingering here. I didn't really find anything for the 19. I guess if Vincent gets his 8th loss, Michael can get his 19th win. 19 is the 8th prime number. Outside of that, I didn't see... like I said, I'm not too thrilled with this whole card. I just didn't see a whole lot of numbers for any of these fights. For this fight, for this fight. And I see some numbers here, but it's numbers I don't even trust. So, I don't know. This one's tough. I'm not too thrilled on this event. Jose Aldo versus Pedro Munhoz. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm just showing you guys what I have for right now. Hopefully it helps you guys in your efforts. But Jose Aldo, Pedro Munhoz. 28 numerology on the Gregorian. 20 sums to 26. Pedro, this is his 26th fight. He does have one no contest in his record, making this his 26th fight. He can get his 20th win for his career. But Jose Aldo, this is his 37th fight, and he can get his 30th win for his career. And it's the same principle. 30 sums to 37. Just like how 20 sums to 26. So it's the same principle. It goes either way. Pedro get his 20th win in his 26th fight. 20 sums to 26. Jose Aldo can get his 30th win in his 37th fight. 30 sums to 37. But what's interesting for Jose is that 37 is the 12th prime number. And he can get his 30th win as he gets his 12th UFC win for his career to go with. So maybe that's an added little boost for him. The birthdays are funny. They're kind of interesting. Jose Aldo, it's the 333rd day of his current 34-year-old age. And it's 33 or a total span of 34 days till his next birthday. It's 334 days since Pedro Munhoz's 34-year-old age. They both were born in 1986. I don't know if that means that Pedro might become 8-6 for a UFC record with a loss in his career. Both these fighters born in the year 86. 2 days away from each other. 2 days apart. Yeah. 9-9-86, 9-7-86. 2 days apart. And one of them is going to get their second win in a row. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so is it the 26-20 or is it the 37-30 with the added 12 potentially? Not too thrilled on these fights. And then we got the main event, Derek Lewis versus Gane. UFC 265. The words 265 sums to 100. Gane, he can become 10-0, a perfect 10-0 for his career, which looks like a big 100. It's the 118th day of his 31-year-old age. Today with 56 date numerology, 56 sums to 118. And 118 sums to 100. Where he could become 10-0. Derek Lewis, he's 36 years old. 36 date numerology on the Gregorian. 36 is the 8th triangular number, and it also has a square root of 6, like 8 and 6, 86. Now that I put that together, maybe that goes along with these two being born in the year 86. Maybe it puts a little bit more weight on Pedro maybe becoming 8-6. But 36 date numerology on the Gregorian. Derek Lewis, 36 years old. 8th triangular number. has a square root of 6. He could potentially get his 8th loss for his career as he gets his 6th UFC loss to go with. Something that's in favor for Derek is that his full name sums to 136. Derek Lewis versus Gane versus sums to 136 and 62, which is just a reflection of 26, and he can get his 26th win for his career. Today does have 28 numerology on the Gregorian. 20 sums to 26. So it could just be as easy as that as well. So this is what I have for right now. Sorry this wasn't as, jam-packed with information as maybe I wanted it to be, or maybe as you wanted it to be. This is just the numbers that, just kind of stuck out to me, and I did want to share it with you guys. Just let you know where my head was at for right now, going into the fights tomorrow. And honestly, these numbers are kind of uninspiring. I mean, I do see little blips here and there that I do like, but I also kind of don't trust them a little bit because it's nothing like extravagant. But I don't know. Hopefully this helps either way. Hopefully it just gives you an idea and builds on top of your decodes and helps you make your decision of what you want to do for the night. And I hope you win every single pick that you make and all the money in the world. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.